Hello, everybody. I am still getting my camera set up here. So I was on hanging out over on Joe, the Garden State Gardeners Live, and chatting with them. So I'm just kind of getting things going here. But yeah, all right. Hopefully, hey, rambling with the Brums and rolling with Raquel. Oh, we got all the R alliteration here. All right, so I'm just setting a couple of things up and getting into, hoping my thing is muted. Hey, Black's Tropical Homestead. Woohoo! So I am getting ready to start some seeds. But actually, before I have to get that started, I might have to put away some of the seeds that I've been setting aside and saving. Let's see if I can do this without messing everything up. You know what? I bet I can just stack those. Make some room. Alrighty. Hey, Ladies Farm. Ladies Farm, I missed you last week. I guess you came on the stream and there was some sort of a mix-up where, so the okra seed. I'm going to have more okra seed than I know what to do with. Anybody want some? It's all Clemson spineless. Yeah, I guess last week, 2 weeks ago, because I had my show, Adam's Family, last weekend. 2 weeks ago, I had my live set up and there was some sort of weird mix-up between StreamYard and YouTube. And even though it said that they were doing it said that my live stream on StreamYard said 9 o'clock, which is my time. YouTube, for some reason, put up 8 o'clock. So it was a little messed up. So, yeah, I decided that even though I'm losing my garden, it's all getting cleaned up this week, I'm going to grow some stuff indoors. So I'm going to use some of the seed starting medium that I have left over in here, get some tomatoes started that I'm going to grow indoors, just like some little dwarf tomatoes, which, let's go find those. My little seed boxes. Let's see. These are all my summer stuff. I gotta find out which ones. Let's see. All right. I think also I'm going to get let's see. Yeah, I'm probably going to do this wrong and mess up my whole thing again. Let's see. Trying to remember how it is that I get the URL for this. I do this every week. There we go. I always got to go find the URL, and it always messes me up. I figure I'd, invite somebody on to chat with me while I do some things. I do have artificial lights. I'll show you those right here. I have, I just got these from Walmart, so I don't have anything fancy. These are just for Fairy Morse grow lights, and they do pretty well. So I may have to move them up a little bit as things get growing, but I'm going to start some tomatoes. Let's find out which ones. Definitely not the Brandywines. Those are a bit too big to be starting indoors. I think what I'm going to try is the 42-day. I put my phone the opposite way, and so now I can't quite, now I'm off balance. It's usually put them up here. I'm going to use the 42-day tomatoes from M.I. Gardner because they don't really get too big, and they should be really good for just staying in a little pot. Let's see. What else do I have that might be small? I feel like at one point Joe, Garden State Gardener, sent me some dwarf tomatoes, but I don't know where I put them. They are in here somewhere. Ah ha 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 ha. Here we go. The Dora Pink tomato. I didn't actually plant any of these in my garden this year, so I'm going to try those. Well, trying to remember, rambling with the Brums, where you're located, because I'm in New England. It's already down in the 40s at night here, and my okra is still flowering. It's crazy. So you've got some okra seeds that were grown in cooler weather, or at least, not Arkansas, I've never tried okra until I grew it here, and it was actually pretty tasty. I just grabbed some right off the stalk and took a bite. And, they say it's like Canada. Yeah, I mean, if I can get them to grow in Massachusetts, you can probably, and I didn't even plant them till like mid-June. So they still produced a ton. And what does okra taste like? It reminded me, this may be a bad comparison, but it reminded me kind of green beans, but not as flavorful. I feel like they needed a little bit of salt or something else to like really make their flavor pop, but it was still pretty tasty. So I've tried it steamed, and it is a little slimy. Like everybody says, oh, the mucilage, it's slimy, but it really wasn't that off-putting, so okra tastes like slugs. One way that I did try to make it was using the okra seed from the overgrown okra. If anybody saw that video, oh my God. Using the okra seed, using the okra seed as a substitute for couscous, and that did not work out well. I'm wondering, though, if my mistake was I needed to dry the okra seeds first. So I've got a ton more okra out there that I haven't even picked. So I'm going to try drying that and then trying that as a couscous substitute again once they're dried, because maybe they'll, take more of the liquid in that way. I don't know, but so we'll have to see. I may give that another try, but the video I made on the okra seed couscous was definitely a disaster. So, maybe like a part 2 of that video would be really nice. So like if I can try it again and make it a success. And then if it's not, I might not post that video. Or maybe I will give all of you guys a laugh. Let's see. I'm going to try again, trying to figure out, hey, Growing with Hudson. I'm going to try again. We're trying to remember where that stream, where the, let's see. Trying to remember, pardon my finger in your face here. Figure it should be under broadcast info, right? Just looking for the live stream, for the link for people to join me, and I can't remember where it is. I am not all that great with technology, so oh well. Oh, that's where it is. Thank you. Ta-da. I'm like, I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, so if people want to join me, yeah, I'm going to just duck quickly under the table here and grab a couple of pots. Pardon me. There we go. So I'm going to grow one of each of these, and I'm going to print a couple of, I'm only going to grow one of each, but I'm going to plant a couple of seeds, and that way I'll get the best one. Yeah, playing hide and seek peekaboo. Yeah, so if anybody wants to jump on, the link is there in the chat. This is just some seed starting mix that I had from earlier this year that I don't want to go to waste. Probably should have filled my watering can over there, but I'll get to that. So I've never seen the Dora pink tomatoes. I got those seeds again. I won them on Joe, the Garden State Gardener's weekly giveaway some time ago, and I just didn't get them early enough to be able to start them for this season. So I'll try growing them indoors since they are a dwarf variety. And then I've got another planter under here, and I think I'm going to just mix that up. And there we go. Plenty of soil in there. I'm going to mix the soil up in this long planter that I've got too, and I think I'm going to plant some kale and spinach to grow indoors, maybe some lettuce. There's plenty of room in there. I might just do a whole thing of kale because it's not really going to grow all that much spinach in a 12 by 24 planter. I think I might just do kale and do a lot of kale chips this winter. So I'm going to grab a couple of these Dora pink tomatoes. Hey, Brutal Bob, I think that is a new face. Hi, how you doing? Woo. Oh. Brutal Bob, I had never had okra until this year when I grew it myself, and it was definitely tasty. I have never had gumbo though, so that is one of the things that I do plan to make with some of the last of the okra that I have. So I'm going to be cooking this week as I pull everything out of the garden. All right. So I like to reuse my pots a lot of the time. So I popped these Dora pink tomatoes in this one that's, whoops. See, my camera's backwards today. In the Black Beauty tomato pot. And this one says Great White, so that's where I'm going to put the 42 day. And this is half the reason that I started this YouTube channel, is so that I can keep track of where I plant things. Oh, this must have been another one that I got from Joe. I don't even remember this one. Bertram's New Generation tomatoes. That is not a dwarf, though. That looks like a big slicer, so we'll save that. Guys, I've got like, I don't know, 50 or so tomato varieties with seeds. And I never knew that there were so many tomatoes until I started gardening. Literally, like 2017, I thought there were slicing tomatoes, there were cherry tomatoes, and there were paste tomatoes and grape tomatoes, and that's it. So I got quite a shock when I realized how many thousands of tomato varieties are out there, and I want to play with them and make something new. So next year, I'm going to have to do a little bit of a lottery system to figure out what tomatoes I'm going to grow because there's only so much space. With losing my garden, if some of you who are a bit newer to the channel, I rent, and my landlord recently sold the building, and I have to move in T-minus 4 weeks. So I'm pulling down my whole garden, which is four 4x10 beds and one 4x12 bed with about 40 feet, if you count both sides, of trellis space for an arched cattle panel trellis. I have 4 trellises running between the 4x10 beds, so it's really about 40 feet of trellis space, and each for the sides, like 20 feet on each side. So I grew a lot of food in that space, and now I'm taking it all down, and that's going to be pretty arduous over the next couple of weeks. But it's all coming down. I have to move. I'm still trying to find a new place for me, but at least I've found a new place for my garden because I have some really awesome friends who are allowing me to split my garden into 2 parts and put one section in each of their yards. And depending on how much time I think I'm going to have and how adventurous I feel, I may actually go ahead and get a community garden plot and also grow there. Or who knows, maybe I'll just decide to grow in one space and use the community garden. So there we go. Let's get me a little more centered there. All right, so now I'm going to pull up. Oh, big old thing here. This actually had kale in it last year, and it really probably could use, I gotta really work this soil. It probably really could use some amendment and all that, but I'm not really. I'll scratch something into there later on, but just kind of work up the surface here, get it ready. So we're gonna grow some kale in here. I thought about spinach, but if I were gonna grow a whole thing of spinach, it might be enough just for me, but this is gonna be my kale chips for the winter. Yes, I am so close to hitting the 1K mark. I can't wait. I haven't posted much in the last month. Ladies Farm, I still owe you your Saturday spotlight. With everything, with the show I'm in and starting a new full-time job, it was pretty crazy. So I haven't filmed anything in about 3 weeks. So I've been hovering between 910 and 915 subscribers for 3 weeks now, and it just kind of keeps fluctuating. So I'm hoping that once I get back to filming this week, probably Wednesday, looks like the day I'll be able to start to do some filming out there of getting some of these. There we go. I know it's Miracle-Gro, I know, but it's all they had right now at Home Depot. Ooh, yay, 116, woo! All right, I'm just throwing a little extra soil in here just to help get it topped off a little. It's at least got some sort of fertilizer in it. There we go. So I'm going to plant this thing full of some really densely seeded kale. It's a good question. Did I pick the planter with drainage or did I not? This would be a good thing to know. Feel on the bottom. Hold on 1 second. Damn it, I did not. Oh well. That's okay, I'll just have to be precautions to make sure I don't overwater, but with a planter this big, that's not really too much of a concern because this won't have super deep roots. Hey, Garden State Gardener. Hey, Joe, I just planted some of your, oops, my camera's backwards. Keep have to remind myself. Your Dora pink tomatoes that you sent me. How tall do those grow? Because I'm going to try to grow them indoors on a very, very, very sunny sun porch that stays pretty warm all winter. So they should get sun, you know, whatever sun there is out there, they should be in direct sunlight as long as the sun's up. So that's really nice. But trying to think how big they grow because I didn't really check them out. I know they're a dwarf tomato. So that's why I planted those and the 42-day tomato from M.I. Gardener. Woo. All right, where is my kale? What seeds were these? These are not marked. Oh, these are the honey nut squash seeds from my dad. Let's see. Where did I put my kale? Oh, my green leafies. Okay, this is that's weird. One second. There we go. Oh, let's see. 2 types of Dora tomatoes. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I've got some blue Scotch curled kale. Let's see. That's spinach, lettuce. Oh, there's a These seeds slipped, and a couple of these seed packets have opened, and there is a big mix of seeds at the bottom. Uh-oh. Well, I know it's Bloomsdale long-standing spinach and Brussels sprouts, so at least I can tell the difference between those two. But let me be very careful about how I put these back. One of these days I'm going to get a more sophisticated system, but for now I like this. Okay. I'm not going to do any lettuces right now. Didn't get to do any of my Swiss chard because I just got too busy for the fall. These are the Brussels sprouts, Catskill Brussels sprouts. I'm about to harvest my Brussels sprouts that I planted out there back in April. But they're finally brustling, and I should have plenty. Hey, where's my winter boar kale? That's not fair. The one thing I'm looking for in this whole thing, and it's not here. What in the world happened to that? Well, that's sad. I'm going to have to order more of that. I got this winter boar kale from Territorial Seed Company, and I really liked it, and I was going to grow it for the winter, and I seem to have somehow lost a seed packet. Ugh, it's all dusty in here. I really need to wet this soil down. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and post again the link for the stream in case somebody wants to pop on. There we go. Yeah, rambling with the Brums. I started my okra here very late. I planted seeds. Oh, it might not be a dwarf tomato? Uh-oh. Walmart has the cheapest grow lights. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of like the big long grow lights. not so much the fixtures to hang them from. I do have like these Ferry Morse grow lights. They're, T5 lights, and those do okay. And I'll probably put them up on like a couple of books on either side, so they can really give these and the tomatoes a lot of light in the evenings here while they're still small until I move and I'm able to find a big sunny window. So there we go. All right. Well, oh, you're in bed. Yeah, I'm probably not going to stay on too long, but I mean, I haven't done anything on my channel in 3 weeks, so I'm like, it's Halloween and all that, so, but like, I know I've got to get on here and do something on my channel before you think I've all like disappeared. I really need to get back into the filming groove, do my Saturday spotlights and all of that, and I got to start making my plans already for gardening next year, which is going to be much different than this year, but what are you going to do? Let's see. All right, I don't know if you guys mind if I run away for like half a second. I just got to fill my watering can. Good thing is I fill it in the tub. It fills fast. Ta-da! Oh, I hope this isn't too hydrophobic. Probably going to have to mix a lot of this in by hand. It's the thing when you haven't, oh yeah, woo! When you haven't watered the soil for a while, it starts to get to the point where it doesn't absorb. So I'm going to go squish it in by hand. Gardener hands, yay! There is almost nothing that feels as good as getting your hands in the dirt for a gardener. Woohoo! I have always just used the water that I have, and it's never really seemed to have a bad effect on my plants, so I use what I have. So, ugh. It's definitely never killed anything. The seeds I start always germinate and grow just fine. Plus, I'm pretty sure even the water from my even the water from my hose for the garden is probably it's probably chlorinated too. Yeah, so I don't know. My garden's always done pretty well, even with that. And I am really glad that I am putting all this water in here, because if I had tried to start my seeds in the dry damp of this, then it would not have gone well. This dry dustiness, the water just pooled right up on top until I was able to get in there and mix it. Woohoo! I am really wishing I had thought to bring my trowel up from the garden, but oh well, this is what we have to work with, so this is what we're working with. Woohoo! Ugh, gives you muscles. Let's see. Did a video on Oh, yeah. Yeah, 3 to 5 inches long for the okra, because any bigger than that, they start getting kind of woody and just the texture is not great. And yeah, supposedly you can use the seeds as a couscous substitute, but it didn't really turn out well for me, as I said, when I gave that a try. All right. See, that's why I added some extra soil too, because once I added the water to this, it all came right down. Whoop. Let's see. Whew. Give that a little bit more. Oh yeah, see, now it's drinking it right in. It's not all pooling up on top. That's going to be great for starting some seeds in. I need a towel or something. Look at that. It's almost like it's spring again. All right, Sandhill Preservation Company. I will make sure to go ahead and read those. And if not, uh-oh, what words? What words did I use? All right, there we go. I'm going to pop out some kale seed. And we're going to go pretty close together in here. Woo! Just poking a bunch of holes. And I'm probably growing a lot more kale in here than really should be in this space, but whatever. You guys know me, I plant everything too close. What words did I use? Oh no. Well, if the Dora Pink are not actually dwarf tomatoes, well, I guess I will just have to move the pot to the floor and get a tomato cage, and we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to drop some kale seeds. I had planted a whole bunch of lettuce and spinach and kale out in the garden, but I didn't get my bunny fence up because I was just way too busy. And the bunnies came and ate all of my fall leafy vegetables. So there went all that. I am getting some peas. The rabbits did leave some of my peas. Mostly they ate the tops right off the shoots, and so that put an end to those. But I'm getting a couple every couple days, so at least it's like a nice little snack to walk by and munch. Woo! There we go. Yeah, so I'm excited now that Addams Family is over. I just have one more musical to contend with, and then my schedule is completely free because after my last show of Annie, I'm playing Lily St. Regis in a local production of Annie. It's going to be really fun. I just got done playing Grandma Addams in Addams Family the Musical, and that was really fun. But let's see. Woo. All right, just about done here. But I've still got Annie, and that's going to be 10 shows. Tech Week starts not this week, but next week. And it's going to be crazy, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But then Thanksgiving, then I got to be moved out. Might be the week before Thanksgiving, might be the week after, I don't know. But once I moved, my softball is over the middle of November because I play fall softball. I've been a busy lady. But once all of that is done, I'm going to be back on a much more regular filming schedule. Not that there's a whole lot of gardening to film in the winter time, but hey, I've got some seeds here. I've got some kale planted in, got some tomatoes. I thought about trying to get a little more crazy, but who knows what kind of space I'm going to have. So I'll take this for a couple of sunny windows and go with that. There we go. And the kale is in. Woo! I feel all accomplished. All right, there we go. Well, let's take this camera down a little bit. Now that I don't have a big old pile of dirt in front of me. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the chat again in case anybody does want to pop in. Put that kale away. I don't know, maybe if I wind up with enough space, maybe I can go ahead and do another planter like this one here. You can see this is the size of the kale planter that I'm working with. And yeah, if I wind up with enough space wherever I land, then maybe I will also do another one of these planters, because I've got 3 of these outside, and I can do, a little herb garden. That would be nice. And then transplant those outdoors in whatever space I wind up in. Yeah. So I mean, it's been a little stressful trying to figure out what's going to happen, but I think I have at least some decent idea of what's going on. Oh, these spaghetti squash, look at that. These little angel hair spaghetti squash, I love them. This little personal size. Like, look at this one. It's so little. It's like, my hands are not big, guys. These angel hair squash, I am growing these every year from now on. No more like big, gigantic size of my head spaghetti squash, because I'm the only one in my house that eats them. But these angel hairs are pretty great. Very tasty. All right, don't fall over. Don't fall over. There we go. Yeah, I'll probably, keep this going another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll wrap it up if nobody wants to jump on. But I'm actually really feeling really good that I had a few minutes to come on tonight and, connect with people. And yeah, I mean, I have a backup if I don't, I do have a backup of moving in with family if I can't secure an apartment by then, and the apartment search is just not going well because things have gotten so expensive here. This apartment is amazing, and I kind of actually have a deal. But like I said, landlord sold the building, and the new owners wanted to live in my unit because it's awesome. So I do have a backup of moving in with family. It's getting about to be crunch time this week to be like, yep, okay, I'm moving in. But I'm trying to avoid that because I'm 40. Like, nobody wants to go back and live with their parents when they're 40. Ugh. If I do, it's going to be, I mean, I have the option of just like continuing to look and try to find something, but it's so expensive here with a dog, and I have a dog too. So trying to find an apartment up here is just insane. So I mean, I could just keep looking, but I think the plan may be to stay for a while, and because this is the second apartment that has been sold out from under me in a year. Last October, I'd been in an apartment for almost 3 years. Landlord sold the building, said they were going to try to keep all the tenants in place. And yeah, that didn't happen. The person that bought the building was a disabled veteran, and he needed to live in a first floor unit. So that was mine, and I had to move. And I got lucky, and I found this place, which was dog friendly. I could build a massive garden instead of the porch garden that I had. It had this wonderful sun porch, heated sun porch that I used basically as a greenhouse. My little grow room here where I had a forest of tomatoes and pepper seedlings and just everywhere. I'll turn around and show you guys. Is like it's got windows all around, and it's heated, and like everything about this apartment was perfect. So I'm so sad to be leaving, but it is what it is. So I'm kind of thinking that if I do have to move in with the parents, I'm saving the money. I'm moving somewhere. I'm looking at upstate New York. Well, not really upstate, but kind of somewhere. The area I'm looking at is like around Cobleskill, which is about 45 minutes or half an hour, something like that, west of Albany. So it's kind of middle of the state. It's like right off the butt end of Massachusetts. And that's the thing is I want to just, if I move home, I'm just going to sock away money and sock away money and sock away money and sock away money and buy a little place out there with no mortgage. Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of having to uproot my life all the time for landlords. Because a few years ago, I had a great apartment and the landlord went to evict the other tenant because they were always fighting with the landlord, and then they couldn't pay the rent and all of this stuff. But there were problems with the apartment. And so the tenants said to the landlord, "Oh, really? You're going to evict us? Well, now we're going to report you to the town." And so, yeah, there were problems, but I was willing to deal with them for the cheap rent. But they drew me into the whole thing, and the town said that the building was not fit for human habitation, and so the landlord either needed to fix a couple of minor things or they needed to empty the units. And rather than fix those minor things, which really wouldn't have cost very much at all to fix, they just said, "All right, everybody out." And I ended up living in my car. A tiny house would be really, really cool. The only thing is, Massachusetts is not very good for that. There's like so many restrictions in Massachusetts. It drives me nuts. I mean, I may go to New Hampshire if I can do that route. Like if I could buy some land and throw a mobile home on it, I mean, I would do that too. But I mean, because like I want a homestead. Right now I'm a gardener. Like Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm, using your waiting room as a classroom. That's what I'm doing. Excuse me. Rochelle Brampton Gardner, hi! I'm so excited you're here. Yeah, so I mean, I want to be homesteading. I want to have a couple of goats, and I want chickens, and I'd like to have beehives. I don't actually want to do the beekeeping. I just want to host a hive, let the people who run the hives like do the maintenance and all of that in exchange for a few jars of honey. I just want tons of pollinators. Although I'm actually rethinking that a little bit because I've been reading more about European honeybees versus our native like woodcutter bees and sweat bees and things like that also do tons of pollinating, the bumblebees. So I'm kind of thinking maybe not doing the bees and trying to find some way to encourage more of those more what is the word? I'm getting tired. Some of those native pollinators versus bringing in like more European honeybees, because this is what I'm learning is that yeah, it seems like everybody's in bed but me. My kids this year, this is the first year, as well last year too, but like, they would have gone out last year except the pandemic kept them in. But last year, like this year is the first year my kids are not trick-or-treating. They're 17 and 19. They're not into it anymore. So, yeah, so they didn't go out. So I stayed home. It's my first Halloween that I stayed in the house in forever. And we don't get trick-or-treaters at this house, so I didn't even get candy, which probably good for my diet. I don't know. um, yeah, but my plan here, you know what? I haven't made my vision board like I was going to, because as soon as I made all these pictures and I made my plan and everything was all set, I'm like, I'm going to stay in this apartment for a while. I'm going to monetize my YouTube channel. I am going to use that as a jumping board to, help eventually, years down the line, fund my homestead. But yeah, that didn't really so much work out. But I have all these wonderful pictures here of my future dreams. Is I want some goats. This is a Nubian, and I thought I wanted Nubians, but I think I'm actually thinking Nigerian dwarf. I need a cadre of barn cats. I need a nice Australian cattle dog, blue heeler. If any of you guys have been following my channel for a while, you may remember Bo, the foster fail. Well, he wasn't a foster fail. I intentionally took him on a foster agreement, planning to adopt him, and I just kind of kept him. He was supposed to be 6, but he ended up. The people that dropped him off said he was 6. The people at the rescue said, he's got to be more like 8 or 9. And I said, he looks older. And then when I took him to the vet, they said, oh, he's like 12 if he's a day. So I got him in February, at the very beginning of February. And the very day I took him home, I was like, giving him all sorts of love and loving him up all around the rough. And I felt right in the hollow of his shoulder a big mass. And I don't know how the vets at the rescue missed it when they gave him his overview, but they missed a mass, a pretty big one. So I was like, oh God, he's got cancer and he's old. And at that point, I knew that as long as he didn't fight with my other dog, we were going to keep him. So he was great. We loved him a lot. But he did have cancer, and we did what we could to keep him comfortable, and then we let him rest at the end of July, because it was clear that last week that he was just not happy anymore. And there is a tribute video on my channel if you go back and look at the end of July. And so if you need a good cry, go ahead and watch my Bo video. I wish I could have had that dog his whole life, because he was amazing. He was so sweet and goofy and loving, and yeah. So I need one of him. He was a blue heeler, possibly German Shorthair Pointer mix. So I need an Australian cattle dog or cattle dog mix for my farm. Obviously, if I'm going to have a little homestead, I need a house. So I've got a couple pictures of various houses that were for sale in the area when I was printing out all my pictures. And it does not need to be fancy. It can be fallen down, I will fix things. I will DIY. I can hang drywall. Just saying. Of course, I need chickens. I want a beautiful window greenhouse, high tunnel, fruit trees. I need a little orchard, and of course a nice big raised bed garden. I gotta say, I love the raised beds versus growing in ground. It's just not so much that I have anything against growing in ground. It's just when you have just this big space like that, it gets very hard for my brain to organize it all. But when you have the raised beds, you can really okay, this is the tomato bed, this is the peppers, this is the this. And not that I want to have too much of a monoculture going on, but I want to, because within those tomatoes, I've also got flowers. I've got herbs, you can grow some carrots around the bottom, some onions, things like that. So, I mean, I do mix that up a bit. Peppers and the eggplants, they kind of, I tend to put them together. But you know how it is. You just go and mix all the things up, and but it's a lot easier for me to plan when I have like these specific spaced beds versus just some big thing. Like I'm looking at Jess on Roots and Refuge, planning out that massive garden space, and I can't wait to see what she does with it. But I think that would be overwhelming for me. I am a one-woman show. So that's the plan. Is I want to, get this whole thing monetized and all that good jazz. I'm finally up to 916 subscribers, and like I said, I've been hanging out between 9:10 and 9:15 for the last month because I really haven't filmed, I haven't uploaded, I haven't shared anything. So now I'm down to like 50 views a day, like an hour of watch time. So I have a feeling it's going to be quite some time before I actually get monetized because I still have 2,000 hours watch time to go. And my 1-year channel anniversary is January 4th. I don't think there's a way that in 2 months I'm going to get another 2,000 hours of watch time. So I'm going to start losing some of that. But for the first couple of months of my channel anyway, I was only getting an hour or two a day. So once I get back into a groove and once I'm moved, I have no more shows. I'm taking a theater break. I have no more softball. And so I'm going to get into a regular groove of lives. I think once I do that, I'm going to not do a Sunday Night Live anymore because it doesn't really get many people in. Although, I thought Garden State Gardeners Live started at 7, so maybe I'll do mine at like 5:30 or 6. But, I think I'm probably going to change it to like a Tuesday, or we'll have to see. Because I don't work nights anymore, except for Mondays. And that's only for a little bit while I'm watching a friend's kiddos for her bowling night. So I'm going to be getting back onto doing weekly lives. It's going to be much more consistent. I'll have my Saturday shoutouts. Yeah, I have been spreading myself very thin this last month, and now I'm also fitting dates into that. Leah Brennan, we'll have to talk about that. I got to dish a little bit. Leah, we need to hang out, dude. We got to cook some food or something. But Sunday morning maybe, but the problem is I like to sleep in. So I would probably set up my live and then I would sleep right through it. Yeah, I mean, Joe, I don't think I've ever broken 13 people on a live, and I think it's just because I do them so late in the afternoon and or late in the evening here, because here it is, it's 10 o'clock. Like, how many people want to be hanging out on a gardener's live stream at 10 o'clock on a Sunday? So yeah, like I said, I've never had more than 13 people on a live at a time. So it doesn't really get me too much, too much on the watch time yet, but it's getting there. I mean, this should definitely help quite a lot. So Brampton Gardener, though, that's great. You've got over 1,000 hours. Woo! We're going to do party dance. Yeah, so now there's no more Addams Family. I've just got 3 more weeks to get through with Annie and softball, and then I've got nothing except Monday night babysitting and, Monday night babysitting and dating. Wow. That may be the one thing that changes my whole New York plan. My kiddos are fine if I move within a 5-hour radius. Like, as long as it's a morning's drive, like, I can drive 4 hours out to the place I'm moving. Like, it's just a quick morning drive. You get up at 8, you're back on the North Shore by noon. So they're okay if I do that, if I move somewhere within the Northeast. There was a very, very tempting opportunity actually earlier this week. There is a woman online, and she's probably watching, not watching the live now, but she'll maybe watch it later, because now she's been watching my channel, which is amazing. Is that she and her husband were looking for someone to move onto their land and basically be given 4 acres of their 12 in exchange basically for work, on their like organic garden, because they're, don't really have the physical ability, physicality to go out there and do all that work out there to like really set up the gardens, get them going and things like that. And if it were not on the other side of the country, I would have jumped on that. But my kids, I mean, they're grown up, but they're not grown up. They're 19 and 17. They still need their mom nearby. And like I said, where they're fine if I move, within a few hours drive, that's okay. But the other side of the country just makes their mom inaccessible. And I can't do that, not until they're off and established, and they're not there yet. So yeah, dating nowadays really is scary. But this guy's pretty amazing. So I mean, that would be, I think, the one thing that would change. The girls would not move with me because they're in school here. They would stay with their dad. Because they're in school here, they've got jobs here, like they're pretty established here. But Ella actually is looking to go to college in Florida. So she may be off on the other end of the country, just, north-south, within a few months anyway. So, but Sam is sticking around the North Shore. I can't afford to live here. It's $1,600 for this apartment, and I got a sweet deal. And I can't find anything within a 2-hour radius that's under, like, I can't find anything to rent here. It's impossible. So I'm, probably, it's either I'm moving to New York State, or somehow miraculously the guy I'm dating, it all works out, and I don't know. I mean, we've been dating for 2 months. It's not it's not something to be thinking about right now. But so for now, the plan is, I think, more than likely moving in with family if I can't find anything in the next week that I can sign a lease on, or and I move in with my family and I find something a couple months from now, or I move in with family and I just save my money and I'm out of town. Hey, Celtic Roots Farm, how you doing? Again, oh, he doesn't watch my channel. He does not watch my channel. Yeah. Yeah. Leah, I know. I'm so glad you guys got your house, because you got out of this insanity. Because I can't find an apartment under $1,800. Can't. And when I do find something under $1,800, even for a 1-bedroom, just one, it's got so much competition. Forget it. You don't even get a message back from the landlord. And I'm a real estate agent. That's the crazy part. So, yeah. I think it's going to be, is he allergic to bees? That may be a good question to ask him. All I know is our first date, I said I want to have like a homestead and have chickens and goats and stuff, and he did not look at me weird. He just jumped in and he told me about his friend who's got like 40 acres and chickens and stuff like that, and how cool that all is. So I'm like, so yeah. Every time we go out, I find something more awesome about him, and it's just we'll see where it goes. But I think it's gonna be, yeah. Take this man, go out to the country, and start over. You do not know this man. I call him my man thing because we're not like officially a thing, but we're a thing. I don't know. Yeah, I need to take this man and go out to the country and start over. Well, he has a kiddo here, so he's not going anywhere. Um, as far as I know, yeah, man thing, because I can't really call him a boyfriend yet, but yeah, yeah. See, I'd like to do something along those lines. Um, Actually, what's really funny is after the Arizona thing, somebody that saw my post on that thread, saying if it were in the Northeast, I would have jumped on it. Somebody reached out to me that actually just bought like 182 acres in the exact town that I went out to over the summer to look at a house in, Sharon Springs, New York. And they bought like this huge thing, and they were mentioning something. I think they're looking at building more of like a commune though, and that's not my thing. Like I said, after 2 years of um, 2 years of living in apartments that have been sold and making me move, um, no, I don't need to be living on somebody else's land and working it and building it up. For it's not permanent, it's not mine, it's not like it can all go away, and I don't think commune living is quite my thing. I am very much for like communal living, like being in a community, but not like, no, no, I don't. I'm trying to. Fertilizer. Oh, no, no. No meat in the compost. No meat in the compost. I mean, I do want to have a couple of pigs. The pigs will take care of it way better than burying him. Pigs eat everything. Oh. Rolling with her. Wow. Yeah, I very much do not. Very much do not. He's all mine. Well, like I said, I can't say he's all mine because we're not official. Ah. So we're seeing where things go. Um. Anyway, so like the Northeast is really where I want to stay. I mean, I'd like to be somewhere warmer. North Carolina wouldn't be that bad. Virginia, I mean, it like nice growing seasons and all of that, but it's a little too far for now. So, oh goodness, now I want to know. Wow, yeah, yep. Yeah, like they even eat the teeth. Like Don't ask me how I know this, because I'm not incriminating myself. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I think to this pile of pictures, I wasn't going to. I really didn't think so. Jersey, Jersey, Jersey. Hey, Boston's got their, got their share of the mafia too. This is very true. This is very true. I mean, we like he came to see my show. He, we go hiking. And like I love spending time with him. I'll just say that. But we are very compatible in many, many, many ways. Jersey has awesome food. There are areas of Jersey that seem cheaper. I mean, I have realtor friends that are in Jersey, although the one I have mostly, he lives in Metuchen, and that's a pretty pricey area from what I know. But yeah, but I think to this pile of pictures, I need to add like some Kuni Kuni pigs, because Lisa over at Yogi Hollow has me thinking about having some pigs and raising some bacon. The thing is, like, I don't know if I can physically do the actual processing of the animal, because I feel like it's more than a one-person job. Like, I think I could do some meat birds. I could do meat birds, and they have like chicken pluckers. Like, I could, I could work on that, but I don't know about slaughtering pigs. It's like, I think I'd have to send those to be processed. I might even like want a couple sheep for lamb. I don't know. Maybe I think I'm probably getting like too big. Idaho pasture pigs. All right, Celtic Roots, you are not far. I may want to come for a visit and see these pigs. See what I'm getting myself into. I need to do some collabs anyway. I want to do some collaborations. So, I mean, I would love to come and see what you guys got going on. Be a fun video, because I think you're like an hour or so, hour and a half from me. So I gotta do my YouTube road trip. With my new job, I get paid vacation again, finally. Oh, so there's gonna be some YouTube road trips. I definitely have to come down to Jersey. I gotta meet Joe and Joey, and I gotta go see Forever Blooms with Jennifer down there. Yeah, so, well, I mean, hey, Celtic Roots, once I get my stuff in order and get moved, and then I'm past all my shows and everything like that, I've got weekends. Yeah, I know. Oh, Leah, I know, because you love your babies, and I, like, you know me, I love like my dogs. Like, actually, where is she? Normally she's up here on these streams. Mia, Mimi, here she comes. All right, come here, come here, come here, baby. Oh, she's gotten fat. Oh, like, I love this baby. There's the Mimi. Oh, look at, she needs her snuggles. Hello, puppy. She's like, Mama, I don't know about being in your lap in this position. Yeah, she's so fat she can't jump anymore. When we had Bo, we were feeding him extra to help him keep on weight, and she would wait until I wasn't looking, and she would go steal his food. All right, you want to get down? She's like, no, now I'm here. So everybody's seen that, like, Bones Day, No Bones Day pug. I freaking love that thing. Noodle the pug. Personally, I mean, I prefer Gizmo. Oh, are you sleepy? Did I wake you up? Did I wake you up? This is Mia, for anybody who doesn't know, otherwise known as Mimi, otherwise known as the googly-eyed freak. My goofy girl. So I love my animals. I love my animals. But I can also name my chickens and then eat them. I mean, I'm pretty sure because I don't know. I just have a feeling like I wouldn't have a problem with my chickens. Well, it does. Well, laying eggs, laying hens. I mean, they aren't as good for meat as birds bred for meat. So I would probably let my laying hens hang out anyway. I know that some people with roosters, with roosters, if they're good, and the roosters can be nice, but they can also be real jerks. And again, I'm always talking about Jess on Roots and Refuge because God knows that Jess is the gateway drug for many of us YouTubers and wannabe homesteaders or actual homesteaders. Because I mean, I've always kind of wanted to live this life, but it was her channel and the success that, like, she took her YouTube channel and used it to fund her dream, and that's what made me really start this channel. I mean, it was 50% like knowing which pot I planted what in, because I always forget to label. So having a video record helps. And then also, hey, this could actually make my future. So, I mean, this could actually bring me to my dreams. But what she does when she has a rooster who is a jerk, she has a very simple solution for that, and it's called Mean Rooster Stew. So I've been attacked by my share of roosters as a little kid, visiting people's farms, and yeah. Yeah, well, Mia is a total pet. I mean, she would be basically useless on the farm. On a farm, she would eat the chickens for sure. For sure, she would get the chickens. She would, you know what she would be helpful with? She would keep the bunnies out of the garden because her nickname is Mia Bunny's Bane. Well, all right, you can go down. Oh, good girl. Now that we don't have Bo, she's losing weight because she's not getting as much food. Yeah, that's why a lot of towns around here were not actually even allowed to have roosters. I know you grew up in Georgetown, so yeah, they would definitely have roosters. They still can, although I think if you live like in town, like in the square, within like a certain area of like the four corners, then you're not allowed to have a rooster, I think. But then again, I don't know. Georgetown might be right to farm. I don't know. I should know that, but just looking at some of this chat. Oh my goodness. Leah, I love when you come on my chats. Like, I never see you in person, but I love when you come on my live streams. It's so fun. Yeah, but I definitely want some goats because I like to make cheese. And yeah, if a cow doesn't, I mean, well, that's the thing is, that's the thing, is you can't be shoveling food and money into an animal that you bought to produce something for you. And if it's not producing something for you, then yeah. I mean, it's, yeah. Let's see, what is that? Oh God, geese. I don't think I could do geese. Geese are nasty. Like, I think I'd like to have a couple of ducks, just because they're kind of cute, and there are some pretty looking ducks out there, and duck eggs could be yummy. I mean, um, yeah. I think if I did if I got something like a cow, I think I would probably love it too much to do away with it. But I don't know. I don't know. No ducks. Ducks are so messy. I never realized how messy ducks are. My friend, by the way, this is another YouTube channel, and they don't really put out videos anymore. But I think now that her daughter is older, she's getting ready to do that a bit more. And it's in Georgetown, Massachusetts, Parsley Farm. They're great. Yeah. What was your very good reason for getting rid of the ducks? All I know is that ducks are extremely messy, and that's why I would have no more than like a pair of ducks, just as, for, a couple of eggs, something like that. But yeah, I don't really love birds in general. I don't really love birds. I like chickens serve a purpose. They give you eggs, and they're out. I mean, I would have them. I wouldn't do a permanent place for the chickens, except maybe in winter I'd probably just leave them. But I mean, I'd want to have like one of those mobile chicken coops, like the chickshaws. Oh, freezer camp. I love that you call it freezer camp. Ooh, Highland Angus. That's gotta be a very, very good meat cow. See, I don't so much. I don't love veal, but I like meat. I love a good steak. The only thing is about like raising my own cow for meat. I mean, it's just me. Like, do I really need to put away a whole cow? And I mean, like, I don't know what I'd do with the hide and like all the other various parts of the animal. So I don't know if I can really justify doing that for myself, if I'm not going to use everything, because you guys know how I like. Oh, 600 to 800 pounds, big girl. Okay, all right, that's plenty of meat. Um, yeah, but I hate to not use every bit of the animal, because what it comes down to is respect for that animal. You don't want to have any of it go to waste. So, I mean, let's see. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'd want to avoid the ducks then. Yeah. All I know, I mean, it's the mess. The mess is the real, the real big part. Um, I think the thing I'm most excited about, though, is the prospect of goats. I've decided I want 3, and I'd probably only keep one in milk at a time, because I don't use that much milk. Like I said, it's just me. And one goat will give me plenty of milk for, what I drink daily. And that's even probably with kid sharing, to make a little cheese, have a little for my cereal or cooking. Like that's really about all I need. Because I don't want to be like having them all in milk every year and then have all these goats to be selling every year, things like that. And so I would want to just have just the one. But you need more than one for company, so I figure I'll have a trio. I will call them Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy. And they will produce plenty of compost, and they will give me just enough milk, and they will be cute as hell. So I think that's going to be my plan. Someday. My mother also wants chickens and goats. And she watches some of my videos. She may watch this live stream. Mom, I might be moving home. Yes, soap too. Definitely soap. Goat's milk soap is so, so nice. And I'm a big pizza lover, and I love goat cheese on my pizza. Spinach and goat cheese and sun-dried tomatoes makes an amazing pizza. Penelope is a good goat name. Maybe that'll be a baby goat name until they go on to their own family. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, the way I found out they were so messy is because of that YouTube channel, Parsley Farm. She was showing me, or she did a video when she built her little duck pond. Basically out of a big, oh my God, I'm forgetting, but a big, huge water trough for, for cattle or something like that. It's like 3 feet deep and it's like 6 feet wide, something like that. So, yeah, she built that, and then the ducks got in it, and within 5 minutes, it was nasty. And then she showed a video of how it took her like an hour later that week to go and clean the whole thing out. Yeah. See, okay, so here's the thing, and this is why I need to find somebody with goats, is I've never actually tasted goat milk, like just milk. Goat cheese, yeah, I eat goat cheese all the time, but I've never actually drank the milk. So I kind of want to try that out a little bit before I go too far down the goat trail. But I can make all sorts of cheese. I've heard you can make butter from goat's milk. And the soap. Maybe I'll keep 2 in milk, and I'll give you some of the milk, Leah, and you can make soap. The goats would not be for eating. Those are productive pets. You name the possums. Oh, my friend has a raccoon in her yard. God, what did she call him? It wasn't Ricky. Well, yeah, I know Trader Joe's has goat milk, but it's pasteurized versus goat's milk. Like literally, you go out and you milk your goats, you bring it inside, you strain it, and you put it in the freezer to cool and all of that. Like that's a little different. Yes, that much I know. Like, assume your goats are going to get out, because goats are assholes. Oh, I said bad words on my stream. Whoops, beep. Oh, that's so cute. I've never actually seen a possum with young. I've seen plenty of possum, but I've never seen one with their babies. But that's so true. There was a couple of goats at the barn that I would work for doing pony parties and things like that, and Holly the goat would get out all the time. Yikes, that is way too much milk for me. Way too much milk. I really don't drink very much at all. It's more that I'd actually probably be increasing my my milk intake and my dairy usage. Ooh, I would make yogurt. I would make so much yogurt. I do love so Possum and opossum. I actually don't know which one we have here. There's one variety here that looks terrifying, and there's another variety in Australia, and they're adorable. One of them is possum, and the other one is an opossum, and I don't know which is which. The opossum is Irish. Oh, really? No, it is actually different. I'm going to Google. I'm going to Google. Hold on. All right, all right. I'm pretty sure this is a thing. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, okay. I am wrong. I am wrong. Possum and opossum are the same thing. They are the Virginia opossum, frequently seen in North America. But there's, let's see. You know what? This, okay. Oh, it's okay. Colloquially, they both refer to possum. Like, let me see. Which is which, though? Okay, yes. Yeah, here we go. Possums are native to Australia, New Zealand, and China, while opossums live in America and southern Canada. Haha. Yes. So we have opossum, Australia, New Zealand, China, they have possum. Yes. And yeah, ours look terrifying, and the ones in Australia are adorable. Like, I'm looking at a, I don't know how well it will show if I put this up here. Oh no, that's not going to work at all. Well, there it goes. Let me take this down. Aha! Look at that thing. It's adorable. And ours, when they show their teeth, and it's terrifying. Okay. Creepy story. Well, it's Halloween. We can tell creepy stories. When I was about 10, I was laying in the bathtub and I was just kind of relaxing, and all of a sudden I felt, and I was frozen, terrified as a daddy long legs crawled across my face. So, it happens. It happens. I don't know that it happens all the time, but I guarantee you it's happened. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd rather not. Oh, spiders. I don't love them, but I leave them when I see them because they're doing a job, and so if they're here, there must be something for them to eat, and I want them to eat that. So we'll just let them do their business here. Yeah. So so I just let them get on with it and do what spiders need to do. Woo! Protein, yes. Well, oh, okay, yeah. This is another one of those myths that the average bar of chocolate holds at least like 6 spider legs. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I mean, colloquially, it's the same thing. Like, we call them the same things. Actually, up in the north, I've never heard anybody call them an opossum. I never have. I've always heard people call them just possums. Um, yeah. Yes, this is true. That's what I thought, and I Googled it and I confirmed. And you know what? I just realized I haven't shown you guys something awesome. I'm seeing it in like the background here, and I just want to show you. So like I said, I just did the Addams Family, the musical, and I played Grandma Addams. And our Fester made this amazing drawing of everybody in the show. And so I have to show this. Check this out. This is our whole cast. My daughter is that one right there because she was in the show with me. But check this out. Let me see if I'm getting it all on camera the right way. Well, look at this. I'm missing it. It was such a cool show. All right, let's put that back up there so we don't ruin it. Yeah, speaking of creepy stuff, our Addams Family was just awesome, really awesome. And he drew that poster to look like all of us. Although Grandma Addams looks very old and it doesn't look like me at all, and I'm the only one on there that looks like a cartoon character. Well, I mean like very different than I actually am. Our Fester drew that. His name is Josh Madruga, and it's like such an awesome cast gift that I guess he does that for the show. I was Grandma Addams, and I got to be this raunchy, like raunchy old lady, and it was hilarious. I delivered a couple of lines that were like, I'm 102, but call me Cougar. There's a couple of 90-year-old hotties out there that would, and all of that. And so when I delivered that line, the guy I'm seeing was in the audience, and I just looked right at him like, and it was dying. Yeah. So yeah. All right. It's 10:30. I thought I was going to be wrapping this up like an hour ago, and here you guys all are still, which is pretty awesome. I'm so excited. But I think I'm going to wrap it up because I've got an early morning. I'm sure all of you guys too. And then after the Halloween celebrations, that's But yeah, Celtic Roots Farm, we will have to work something out and have we take like a tour of your farm or something like that. And I get paid vacations now, so Joe, I'll be coming down to visit you. Woohoo! Oh, in the pic, which one is me? Whoop. Grandma Addams right here. See, like that looks like, I mean, it may be just like that's how good the the makeup was, but all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm really excited. I will be back for this next Sunday. And then the next 2 weeks, I don't know because it's going to be a combination of shows for Annie, where I'm playing Lily St. Regis, and also getting ready to move. So next week, I will definitely be doing my live stream. The other 2 weeks are up in the air. And then, yeah, it doesn't look anything like me, but oh well. Some of you are friends with me on Facebook. My profile picture now is currently my Grandma Addams persona. You know what? I'm going to post it on Instagram. If you're not on my Instagram, it's, Wicked Awesome Gardening. I'm going to go post it on my Instagram, actually, and maybe my Facebook community page, because now if you have 500 subscribers or more, you have a community page now. It's not just a 1,000 subscribers thing. So if you guys are over 500 but under 1,000 and you don't know that, go take a look because you've got it now. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Yeah, I'll be back next week. We'll see what has sprouted from here. The kale that I planted, the blue Scotch Fates curl kale, the tomatoes, which actually I forgot to water. Whoops. So I'll go ahead and water those in. Rolling with Raquel, I think you are on my Instagram. I think I'm on yours. but if not, we'll fix that. But I will see you guys next week at 9 o'clock. So following Joe Garden State Gardener's live stream, and at least for the next 2 weeks, this will be my time, and maybe I will change that up once I move. But all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you while we grow more wicked awesome food from yard to table. Bye-bye.